Hello, hello. See some familiar faces showing up. Let me get into the people section here. We'll go live in just a second. Okay. I see Doug. I see Jim. Okay, what is going on? You are watching and, of course, listening to Tags Live, aka Talk About Gay Sex, the live edition, where we're here every Wednesday night on the Crowdcast platform. This is episode 565. I am your host, Steve V, alongside partner in crime, Wonder Woman over there, Kodi Maurice Doggette. How the hell you doing, Wonder Woman?
Hello, darling. I'm feeling powerful and womanly today. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. We are excited because a little bit later in the show, we've got some really cool special guests. I'm talking about Ell and Trey of Just Press Play podcast with Ell and Trey. And I deep dived into their newer podcast that they have out right now on YouTube. And they are a lot of fun. We were talking to them before the show, and you guys are in for a treat. So stay tuned for that. But before we get into that, of course, we've got some hot topics to get into. And first off, we had to play this video. You can listen to it, of course, here. Can you play it, Kodi? And then we'll discuss. Yep. This is all based on Eurovision. And it was the host that was talking to the audience and telling the audience how they can vote. Listen to what happened when she was talking to a fan.
Okay. It's not playing.
It's not playing?
No, hold on. Oh, there it goes.
Okay.
Here it is, the Eurovision app, and it's really filled with so many things. You can see the rehearsals we have and how good it's going, and you can also get some... What was that? You get... I don't know what this is. Well, you get all the information you need if you just take a look. They keep popping up here. What is this?
Brilliant.
Okay, I'll just give the phone back to you. You seem to be having a lovely week here in Malmö. Back to you, Malin.
Here we go. Okay, we're back. Yes, that was from Eurovision just the other night. It was the final of the 2024 Eurovision Song Contest, which, first off, what is Eurovision for the people that don't know? And then we'll talk about what we were hearing.
I've been waiting all my life for this moment, darling. Eurovision is a contest that is held in Europe, of course. It has been held annually since 1956, making it the longest singing competition on television. So take that, American Idol. You're not the best. You're not the longest running. So each country that it is a part of the EBU, which is the European Broadcast Union. They select the singer of a group of a person or a group of up to 6 people, and they sing for world domination is what they do.
World domination. I love that. Well, what you listened to was the first semifinal that happened last night, and it took place in Malmö, Sweden. And this was the host, that Petra Mead, who was encouraging viewers to essentially download the Eurovision app so that you could ultimately cast your vote, because we're going to go on to Saturday, the grand finale, and you'll be able to vote on the semifinals, which are tomorrow night, and so on and so forth. And as she borrowed the phone from a man that was seemingly in the audience standing there to demonstrate how you could do it, you could all hear the noise, Grindr notifications coming through his cell phone, and he looked horrified in the video. But if you did a deeper dive, though, into this story, Eurovision this was a joke, a planted joke. I don't know if they actually told the man that they actually borrowed the phone, but I think it was actually a joke, and it was all in fun. But I got to thinking a little bit about it, because the closest thing we have is American Idol, and that would never fly. A Grindr joke on major broadcast TV, even in 2024, I don't think would ever fly. And so that just gives a huge nod to Eurovision, to European culture in general, far more progressive than American culture. And lastly, I just think it's just pretty cool. What did you think when you heard this?
Oh, I thought it's amazing. I love Eurovision, and I love that they decided to play this joke. Uh, Eurovision is such an amazing platform for upcoming artists, artists that are already established, because not only is it popular, these songs go on and these performances go on to have a life of their own even after they're performed. And I'm telling you, we were talking about American Idol, and they would never ever do this. This is something that American Idol is known for, kind of dimming people's gayness and telling actual artists to butch it up and to not come across as gay, because it's not going to be good for voting. It happened to Adore Delano. It's happened to numerous people. So I think that Eurovision is definitely ahead of the time. I think Conchita Wurst was an actual drag artist that won Eurovision. And there have been so many LGBTQ plus people that have performed on there. The first one was in 1997 when I was born.
Yeah, well, okay. That's another joke that we're playing on you, audience, as well as I think Eurovision was playing a joke probably because a huge percentage of the listening audience is probably, or the viewing audience is LGBTQ plus. Who would know the grinder sound more than our community? I mean, Bryce watching us says Eurovision is incredible. He also says it was totally a joke. He says, Teddy says, it's definitely a joke. The sound came through the TV. Hello. And then Bryce says, American Idol needs it with their current ratings. Apparently, they're kind of tanking. And Teddy reminds us of his friend, we think, Jim Navarro's, Clay, etc. They all had tough times on American Idol. So, yeah, I just think this is like really cool. A wink and a nod to the primary that's probably paying the bills to keep this show afloat and keeping it so popular. And that was fun. I mean, I don't know if the guy was really in on it, but hilarious. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely fun.
Okay, moving on to a study that has really got doctors a little bit concerned. And we're talking about doctors are concerned after studying average penis length. Get this, penis lengths over the last 30 years. And in this study, they polled over 55,000 men about their penises. And researchers have studied the average change in penis length over the last 30 years, and they're kind of concerned about the findings. The Stanford University research team took a look at the length of 55,000 different dicks from 1942 to 2021, and they gathered data from 75 different studies, which included data from different states. So it's a pretty extensive study on dicks and dick size, and I'm all here for it. Well, Dr. Michael Eisenberg, a professor of urology at Stanford, explained any overall change in development is concerning because our reproductive system is one of the most important pieces of human biology. And studies in this study have shown that a whopping 25% grew from 4.8 inches to 6 inches. And this seems really good, right, Kodi? I mean, who wouldn't want... I mean, are we drinking more milk? They used to say that back in the day. Is the water better today? Well,
wait, milk makes your dick bigger? Is that what happens?
Your body's bigger and your muscles, apparently. That was the old myth. And
okay.
So when flaccid, researchers found that the average size was 3.4 inches, and when stretched, it increased to 5.1 inches. And it sounds like dicks are increasing inside. Well, why are urologists a little bit concerned about this? They said, as we change our body's constitution, that also affects our hormonal milieu. Chemical exposure has also been posited as a cause for boys and girls going in puberty earlier, which can affect genital development. And I think when it's all said and done, it sounds like a great thing, Kodi, that, you know, dicks are getting larger, and for the Gen Zers and the newer generations is like, you have some really good choices when you get to sex. However, I think
not
it's
just them. Me too.
We do too. The concern is really, I think when it comes down to it, is diet. I mean, I was reading this whole article earlier today with Lance Bass, and Lance, of course, from NSYNC, went his whole life eating whatever he wanted to eat, and he was always performing. So he's always been relatively lean, if you will. And over the pandemic, got a blood test and realized he's diabetic. And he attributes it to a really poor diet of no vegetables and eating a lot of junk, but burning it off because he was always training and dancing, right?
Okay.
And that's a
Mhm.
common thing. You can look at people and think that they look really healthy, but what you consume really does make a difference on the outside. And so I talk to my girlfriend all the time about our diet and how poor American diets really are. And I mean, I just think it really can affect your sexuality. It can affect things hormonally. We don't even know what this could ultimately mean. It might
Yeah.
not be a good thing, even if dicks are getting bigger. At least you'll have better sex. But, how long are you going to live is the question. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Two things I learned from this conversation already. Number one, buy more milk, and number two, I should have been a dick scientist because studying these penises sounds amazing. And you know what? It's not a surprise to me that the chemicals are affecting our health, but for me, because I already knew that the chemicals in the food were affecting my health. They're definitely slowly killing us. And I
Yes.
think that a lot of time people don't realize because they, like you said, Lance Bass does not eat a lot of vegetables, that you have to have a
He is now, though. He
well-rounded.
is now, and he's on a
Okay,
mission to tell everybody.
fabulous. I love that
Yeah.
for him.
I mean,
He's a proponent for health, and I think that that's fantastic. But I think that we should be, I don't want to say kind of thankful that this is it's a silver lining to the fact that the chemicals are kind of giving us bad health, because if this is a side effect of eating the chemicals, at least there's one good thing that came out of it, is what I'm trying to say. Because if I can have a bigger dick, then that's good for me, right? But
I
I
mean,
already knew that the chemicals were killing me. So this is something that I didn't know that is a positive. So I don't know.
yeah.
It's all
Every
about.
day we learn every day we learn something about the chemicals and the things we ingest. I mean, Teddy watching us live right now, who's our other co-host half
Yeah,
the
hey,
time here
babes.
on this show. Hey, Teddy says that 3 inches. No wonder everyone was so angry back in the day. And I mean, yes, I agree. And he's letting us know that Gen Alpha, is that like the newer generation, Kodi, that it
I
would
believe so. I
be
think they're
either the
after Gen Z.
benefit or the non-benefit of these larger, potentially chemically induced penises that we're going to
You
be
know what?
seeing.
A 19-year-old was hitting on me just the other day. I can totally enjoy.
You said on a past show that you will not
I
do
did.
19. Now all of
I
a
sure did.
sudden you're into the 19-year-olds. Is it
Well,
Kansas that you
it
have
was
limited choices, or what's going on over there?
probably. And
Jeez.
I actually told him that I was not going to date him or interact with him because he was too young. And then I changed my mind. I was like, okay, only if I card you will I hook up with you.
I love it. Oh my
Oh, good
goodness.
times.
Exactly. Well, we want to shout out to a friend of our shows, and I'm talking about Bader Bomb, because it is National Masturbation Month. I didn't even know this, but leave it to there. I mean, it should be masturbation, year, because people
Right.
jerk off every day practically. I know I'm guilty of it all the time. Not guilty, enjoy it. Well, it is National Masturbation Month, and Bader Bomb sent me some products to try out, including their Bader Bomb. And they've got some really good products over there, including, Kodi, these amazing towels that you
Ooh,
use. They're basically like cum rags, exclusively, but they're
I
really
need that.
packaged up nicely. I also like that they're not white, too. I like a good colored towel because I just think it's more, and it's really plush. And get this, they've got this really great blanket. It's like the uh, Bader Bomb blanket that you can use like on your couch,
To
so that you
catch the
could,
cum?
well, so you could kind of get comfy. Bader Bomb really
Oh,
wants you
okay.
to enjoy masturbation and then make it last for a long time. We're not talking about 2, 3 minute, 5 minute segments. Like, really enjoy the process, really make it a meditation, enjoy the masturbation process. And right now, they are offering 15% off all month long because it's masturbation month. And they want you to enjoy. And all you got to do is put, I had the code here. All you got to do is 15% off the entire month. Use code May15. May15, and you'll get 15% all month long. Bader Bomb, we talk a lot about it on the show. It's really good, and for long sessions, it will help you last longer. It's just my favorite. Will of Tantric Fitness is a big believer of this. And thank you, Beta Rome, for sending these products over. I will have more reviews to come on then as well. Yes. And I think we have time for one more hot topic that we've been trying to get to. And it has to do with the Boy Scouts of America that are changing their name to basically finally embrace everyone. If you didn't know this already, the Boy Scouts of America announced just this Tuesday that they're going to be changing their name, because back in the day, when they started out in 1978, they were called Scouts. They actually did not allow LGBT, gay or bisexual members. And that went on for a while, up until 2014. They lifted the ban on gay and bi youth members. At the beginning of 2014 and 2015, it decided to allow gay and bi adult leaders. But it really wasn't until 2017, not that long ago, Kodi, that it would accept things like girls, transgender boys, and they've also been involved in huge lawsuits over sexual abuse. It reminds me, Kodi, of religion and the Catholicism that we've seen over the years. And so it's finally, here we are in 2024, where they are now going to be officially calling themselves, changing their name to Scouting America. Scouting America will take effect February 8th, 2025, when the original Boy Scouts of America will celebrate its 115th anniversary. Is this a little bit too late finally for this? Because I mean, I was a Cub Scout back in the day, not a Boy Scout. But really? It seems ridden of too late, too long to come to this. I mean, I'm glad that future generations will be welcomed, no matter if you're a girl, transgender, gay, bisexual. It's about time. It just seems like it took a long time.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think the Boy Scouts really missed the mark when it came to LGBTQ plus people in our community. They missed the wave. They're not really that relevant anymore. They haven't been all that inclusive. I feel like they're partnering with the church is kind of what held them back a little bit. And I think that it's just not something that's viable anymore, honestly. I was a Boy Scout when I was a kid. And
oh, nice.
Yeah, I sold those cookies and everything.
You were a Girl Scout is what you were.
Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever it was, I was in a skirt. But I do think that it shaped me in a way that I don't think was necessarily, it reinforced probably negative stereotypes. And I feel like that I held on to that for entirely too long. So I think that the Boy Scouts should probably maybe take a break and come back and see what they can do to revamp and really just come into the current times.
Yeah, a little bit earlier this week, something that I would endorse, that ABC News correspondent, I think he is he the weatherman, Gio Benitez? He works for ABC. I think he's the transportation newscaster over there. Gio Benitez, who's gay, by the way, rappelled down the Empire State Building. And he did this because he wanted to bring attention to an organization called Outward Bound. And Outward Bound is an organization that encourages and puts together, like when you're in high school, you can go to these trips around the world for a semester and learn how to camp, how to hike, how to survive basically in outdoors, and really rely on your friends and your neighbors. And you really have to, you learn a lot in a short period of time. And I think it's really amazing. This would be something that I would want to put, if I had children, put them in versus the newer version of the Boy Scouts of America, because I think it's much more progressive.
Oh, definitely. I love Gio and his husband, Tommy. So this sounds amazing. When I have kids, I'll probably hook them up with this. So hi, Tommy. Hi, Gio.
Yes, and they're adorable, and it sounds like they're doing great things. And this would be a great time to bring on our very special guests. Bring on Elle and Trey of the Just Press Play podcast with Elle and Trey. There's Trey, I see him, and there is Elle. And we got your names in there, shimming over there. Welcome.
Mics on. I think I
yes,
okay. Yes, I have their mics on now. We're good. We're good.
We're just going to round robin these questions, but jump in at any time. Listen, I've been watching your brand new show on YouTube, Just Press Play podcast with Elle and Trey, and I love it. It's so fun. I feel like I know you guys because I was deep diving in all last night, and you guys are a lot of fun. You guys are very close, if not BFFs. And Kodi and I are BFFs, but we didn't really become best friends until we did the show. In other words, I knew Kodi. I asked him to do the show because I know he'd be a great co-host, but we didn't really know each other that well. Well, we've become BFFs. It sounds like it's the other direction with you two. Like you guys have been best friends and then decided to do the show, or you tell us.
Yeah, I would say it all is kind of going in the same direction at the same time, where just being aligned creatively has helped make our friendship even stronger. And we were friends before we started, but since we've started this podcast, I think it actually informs part of the brand, which is creating a space for people to come on and join our chosen family. Especially other queer people of color, because we've just seen the great impact that has had on our friendship and our lives in general. So, yeah. You muted, girl. Come on.
Can we unmute him?
Just like us. I'm trying.
Okay. Would you like to unmute? Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Elle. I think.
Oh.
Unmute it again, Elle. Okay, we still can't hear you. Unplug it and plug it back in, baby.
Let's see. Maybe, yeah.
We'll be right back in just a second. If you all
just bear with us for just 1 second.
Exactly.
Well, the girls are ready to hear this man.
So,
exactly.
Elle, if you can just restart this, and hopefully we can bring you back in. You go back out.
Can you hear us?
And come back in. Yeah, he can hear us.
Yeah, go out and come back in, and it should probably reinvigorate you.
There we go.
And in time, Kodi, we're going to round robin our questions.
Let's do it. So tell us a little bit about how Just Press Play came to fruition. You guys were friends. How did the idea of Just Press Play come about?
Well, it kind of came about because of the gay audacity. He had the equipment. We would just be sitting there. We think we're talented, and it's we're just sitting in his living room. Why not set up the lights, set up the cameras, and just press play, or just press record, which kind of informs the name. That's kind of where the name came from, because we didn't really have an idea for a show. We just knew that we wanted to do it. And
girl, we can hear you now.
Elle.
Uh-oh, she was there, and then she left.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I loved so much is that you're people of color. And, there are so many podcasts out there now, but I still think we need to see more people of color, and our experiences are different. How important was that for you guys to have a show that represents?
Yeah, I mean, it is important. I'm glad you said that. It's people think that Black people, Black gay people, Black queer people, other people of color, even that umbrella term sort of indicates that we're a monolith and that we all think alike or have the same opinions about things. But I mean, there are things that Elle and I disagree on. There are things that I disagree with the guests about. Some of our viewers, as I learned, everybody likes to make jokes about gays doing drugs, but nobody likes the term addict. We don't want to talk about that.
Ooh.
So it's,
I love that you guys went there on that episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. But, it's kind of the brand, giving a hot take. But yeah, no, I think it's important. And part of, the way I think of it is like I almost want it to be like the ballroom of talk shows, right?
Okay.
Someone told me a quote recently, like, ballroom is the only place where like a Black trans woman can go and have a whole room of people stand up and applaud for her. And I feel like the same can be said about, Black and other queer people of color. It's like we may not get the recognition from everyday talk shows or like mainstream places, but we really want our show to be a place where any queer person of color and any queer person really can come and feel like they're the star of the moment, even if it's just for the time that they're with us.
Love that. Love that. Love that. So can you tell us we spoke a little bit about the guests that you guys have had. Tell us a little bit about those guests and what have you really learned from having those guests on? What are your favorite moments that came out of Just Press Play?
I've been talking a lot. Elle, are you with us?
Elle? Darling?
No. I'm still not with you, am I?
You
can't hear me.
I can see you. I can hear you.
And we can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes, darling.
Yes.
I was gonna be like, fuck this phone. I'm leaving. Oh my God, I can't cuss.
You can cuss.
You can.
You guys have gone so far ahead.
It's okay. Jump right in there.
First things first. Trey and I have been friends for over like 3 or 4 years. She has not told you this, but I love to tell people this. I will continuously tell people this. She is a journalist from School for Journalism. I love that because I did not do that. I went to School for Public Health. I got my degree in health sciences. But this girl right here is a journalist. This one right here to the left of me, the right of me. She's a journalist that was on the Jon Stewart show that was also nominated for an Emmy, which means she probably would have got one because I would have fought for it. And I just really admire him as a person and how his thinking process is. And that was one of the main reasons when Trey asked me to do the show. He was, not asked me, but like asked if I would like do a show with him. I loved it because before I was doing Queer Late Night, which I'm still doing by myself, I was doing it with Ricky Roman. It was fun and it was just a joyful moment to talk to different people from the queer community. So being able to do Just Press Play and to be able to carry on that ideology of like getting insightful stories and journeys from other people is something that has always been embedded in my like part of getting back and being a part of the LGBTQ plus community.
I love that.
For myself. So I'm really happy to be here with y'all. And you've been doing, how many episodes? 170?
No, we're on like 500 or something like that.
565. Yeah, we're on episode 565. So yeah, exactly.
I didn't do my research. I need to leave. No, thank you so much for having us. And as far as Just Press Play, it's fun for me, I can say this, speaking for myself, I always thought to be an artist, you would have to go to an art school, you want your nurse to go to nursing school, but to be a writer, you have to go to like, get the proper education to kind of like throw myself in the like sticks and the wolves of television production and podcast production, not having any background. Like, honestly, Queer Late Night was like created during the was calling me. Just is like a different type of vibe and feeling, and it's fun to meet and to pick stories and to build stories that we feel like one will touch people and two will enhance the bigger conversation. Also, it's an opportunity to use some things I never felt was actually a talent, which humor is a talent. If you can make people laugh and have a good time.
And you have it, honey.
And comfortable, you know, baby, that's better than an EBT card. It's better than any welfare you could ever be a part of. It's better than any program you're gonna be a part of. It's like a magic power. Can you imagine like making people laugh and get your way out of like, I don't know, a death sentence?
Oh, okay.
Keep
Wow,
him
we went
because
there.
he's too funny to lose. Yes, exactly. Well, we love
That's
some
it
of your
for me.
guests.
Meet me again.
No,
We're
already
we were
done.
a sex podcast, and you had Ricky Roman, obviously a recent guest on your show, but you also had somebody that Xavier Blanco on the show, and one of the things that you were asking him was who should start an OnlyFans, and I think it was you, Trey, that asked the question, should I start an OnlyFans? And his answer was an emphatic no. As somebody here that started later in life, because we're a sex podcast, at first I was a little like, wait, why is he saying no so quickly? But then I heard his whole response, which really made sense. Essentially, if you want to do something later on in life, this will always be here. You will not be able to scrub that adult content away. And you just have to know that if you're okay with that, that's good. I mean, we have a sex podcast. I'm okay with my OnlyFans. But it begs the question, Trey, because you are asking it, would you seriously ever consider an OnlyFans? Or would you not?
Consider I've already done it. But I also think
we're way beyond that.
Also, let's be clear that part of his answer was, well, now you know, the more you know. Part of his answer was also like, this is my bag, get out of my bag and our bag.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Don't start coming into my area.
He actually said, there's already people doing it. Don't do it, is what he said.
And it's a lot of work. Like I've started an OnlyFans. I got like past like the several ID checks. They finally like opened the account, but then I just started working with children. Didn't see that coming. So now I don't think I can do it. Probably shouldn't. But it's a lot of marketing and networking and liking. It's not just you. The filming aspect, that I feel like might be the easiest part. It's like, depending on who you ask, find someone, film it, make it. In this world of like podcasting and television, we have to find an editor and find a way to find sound bites and, you know, have enough real content. I think another thing too for him is like, if you're going to start an OnlyFans, know that this is just not like a quick one and done. You need to network. You need to do a lot of these things that is 8 hours of work every single day, whether you're recording or not.
Yeah, I think a lot of, like, the essence of what he was saying is I think a lot of people are looking for their lottery ticket, like their quick, get rich quick scheme. But at the end of the day, whether it's porn or podcasting, like, or anything else, it really is more so going to be you grinding it out for a long time. Like, as you all know, like, you've been doing this for a while, and it takes time, no matter what, to really have some shit pop.
Yeah.
So,
and the dedication, like, to be 500 episodes in, I mean, that's amazing.
So yeah, also OnlyFans, I don't think that's my ticket.
Honestly, I giggle too much. I'm also
it's not for everybody
in life, so I can't do it.
So, okay, so I don't want to make this all about OnlyFans, but something came to my brain as you were talking, Elle, about how you're working with children now. So do you think that, because we've discussed this on the show for a couple times, do you think that people should be entitled to live their lives no matter what their job is? And should they be like entitled to being on OnlyFans if they want to, even if they work with children despite their profession? Because we've talked about Adam Adame and how he got maligned for being for jacking off on like not YouTube, but like a sex masturbate type deal, and it got recorded and sent to his bosses, and he had to get fired. So what do you think?
So here, this is like a gray, weird area. I have respect for all sex workers, content creators, things like that. I don't think that you should lose your job as a nurse. I don't think you should lose your job as a pastry chef. The thing about being a teacher is that it's also that other side of the internet is accessible to everybody, right? So if you're not a great parent and you just leave your kids willy-nilly, and I'm not going to say not a great parent, but if you don't watch your kids 24/7 and they have access to certain things, maybe it's not the best. Do I think a teacher should lose her job or their job? No. But I do believe, in my own opinion, it's just my opinion, there comes a little bit of like a fault line of things that you can and can't do for certain professions. If you look at, I mean, and it's not a lot of professions. If you look at joining the military, joining the Air Force, if you can't see, you can't join the Air Force. I don't know how that relates to OnlyFans, so I'm going to move on. I don't know how to really, if you're a teacher, it's just hard, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not a teacher to just small children, you're a teacher to teenagers, and I was ruthless as a teenager. If I could go back and look at my science teacher naked,
but also then what? You know?
I mean, also
it begs the question of so what?
Also,
yeah,
sexual
proclivity,
sexual proclivity and the things that you like versus sometimes people are like, this is not enough money. I had this conversation with a few of my teacher friends. They don't pay teachers nearly enough to be teachers, right? So if you're making, I think the low end of New York City's scale as a teacher is somewhere around 58 to 62,000 to start without being a 10-year teacher. That's still very low, in retrospect to taxes being taken out to having a regular life, the cost of living in this city. So I don't know. If you don't want your teachers selling bunani on the internet, give them some more money.
Give them the coins, honey.
Yeah,
Asked and answered. I love it.
I love it. Well, on your show, you asked some really great questions, and you have some really great guests on Just Press Play. I can't say it enough. You asked the question with a recent guest. I think it was Ryan Jones, who seems like a friend of yours. Would you date a circuit queen? And it got me thinking. The reason I like the show is because your questions are real life queer questions that we think about all the time. And would you date? And you really broke down. I related with you, Elle, because one of the things you said in that episode was you don't really do well in large spaces, like large clubs. You have anxiety, and you prefer bars as opposed to the large. And I have that kind of anxiety too, believe it or not, too, that I totally related to about that. Ultimately, I don't know if I really got the answer, and we could all round robin it. Would you, Elle, date a circuit queen?
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and be a gray area person because I feel like this.
No gray. We're black and white today. Kidding.
Are we?
We're Janelle Monáe.
We need a white person to come on. We could pull our guest who's white to come on the show.
I'm gonna say, if I was, is it black and white and yes or no? I'm gonna say no for right now. And the reason why I say no is because. And this is why I say no. I love partying. I love, and girl, gay culture. You say the word partying, and then you say what type of partying after. I love going out. I love hanging out with people. I love bars. I love the little bar scene, a little hardware, a little Ninth Avenue saloon. I'm a bar roach, a bar rat, whatever you call it. I feel like it's easier to connect with people, to have a conversation. And don't get me wrong, girls are jigging up and getting their judge in the bathroom, in the corner, whatever have you. It's almost the same as a circuit scene, but here's the difference. You have more of an opportunity to meet people, have a conversation with people, because that's what I came there for. I'm not sure what everyone else goes out for. To being that I have, in the past, I was sober for a whole year and I didn't drink. I didn't do drugs, and I still don't do drugs. I just go out and drink or whatever. I just feel like for me, it's a safer bet on not dating someone that enjoys the circuit scene to the point where like you travel for it, you go to a lot of different parties for it. And I'm not, downgrading anyone or talking bad about anyone. For me, dating wise, I'd rather date someone that likes, a regular Friday night at like the hole in the wall, meeting random people, getting sucked into the bathroom, hearing some sad story from some girl or whatever, versus like, honestly, every circuit party, I lose my phone.
It's an arm and a leg to get into it. First off, people are buying their tickets months in advance.
And the wait, standing in that line is the worst.
And Kodi, I can't do the wait.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
Yeah.
But I also just want to be clear too, like, just to be like honing on this, like we're not, in our show, we're not judging anybody or like shadow anything. It's just like for me, dating wise, that's not someone that I would look into. And I will say this too: circuit culture to me still teeters on that like exclusionary like culture of when I was in Miami, and this is when I wasn't drinking and I wasn't just really focusing on my mental health and like being sober. There was a point in which I was at a party and no one was I was sober and I was like, you know what the problem is in circuit culture? Everyone's just like going off of like whatever fucked up cues we're giving each other. Cause like no one said hi to me. Everyone just nudged me or shoved me and then stared at me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't do it like that.
I mean, Trey, it brings up a really good point that your show does a really good job of is as content creators, as podcasters, we really have to share our personal stories, and that's how people relate to us. How do you feel about sharing your personal stories and things like dating circuit boys and things of that nature?
I think we always tend to pick and choose which parts of ourselves we're gonna reveal. I try to lead with as much honesty as possible, but I also think that's like it's brave. It's a brave thing to do, even if it doesn't like always seem like that. Because part of why I felt so liberated to make comments about the circuit scene and circuit boys and circuit queens and all whatever is that I actually was in a reality series called The Circuit as a circuit queen. Like I used to be very immersed in that world, like every weekend going to a different circuit party, like until it became too much, like on my brain, on my body, on my spirit. And, Elle mentioned like his sobriety. I think, one thing we haven't really talked about publicly is how that was like a part of something that like forged our friendship. Was like when we met, it was actually at a time when I was sober and Elle was not. And it was very interesting coming into each other's lives at such
crossroads.
Yeah, and I won't go into any specifics, but I just remember being like,
that'll be the after show. But
I was gonna say, wait, I want to know. We're gonna have you. We're gonna hold you to.
Elle's like, no, I'm gonna mute the mic, but
yeah. I was having some fun, and he was like, "Girl, this bitch, she's like a fucking Golden Corral buffet. We don't want it. We don't want it."
Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay,
we're doing this. It's the pandemic, honey. Let's tone it down. We're all in the house. We don't have
too much. Not too much.
Too much. Okay.
Spill, honey. Spill.
To answer your question too about circuit queens, like the answer for me is no. Just because I think that, first of all, if a person is identifying as a circuit queen, like not a person who goes to circuit parties or goes to circuit parties from time to time, that is such a specific lifestyle, like I said on that episode, that I do not find conducive for the type of relationship that I would want at this point in my life, right? And part of that is my own insecurities. If you're out there doing whatever, and I'm at home sipping my tea, reading a book, I'm jealous. I've got FOMO. I've got all kinds of psychological things going on. And I'm like, why would I choose this if I'm not in it too? And that's just where I'm at. That's my perspective.
But you know what? There's always a time and space for the girls. Like, I mean, like, not to say that I won't go to like a Battle Ham. They had Battle Ham like last summer in Coney Island, and I know that Battle Ham is kind of like got its own gray area niche where it's like it's queer, it's whatever, but like I'll go to something, and I'll go to like a horse meet here and there, but like Trey said, like to chase after and only go. I know people that only go to circuit parties, and I just can't. Honestly,
well, I want to join you. I want to join you at Mother Disco because you were talking about it on your show at $3 bill, and it sounds like a lot of fun. So
it's a lot of fun. Just don't let any drunk people try to talk to me.
Exactly.
I think that's a standard rule for all of the parties. Okay, yes. Don't let any drunk people, extremely drunk people, talk to you.
Yeah. Well, I'll go to Mother Disco there.
It was good. It was fun. $3 bill. Like, hopefully they'll give us some money, but all of us some money. But like, they have like a good like gauge on constantly moving the party along. Like it's always something there. And it was a comfortable party. And also it was a day party. I'm sorry, I'm going to tell people my age, but I'm going to tell them anyways. 'Cause I'm proud of myself. 35. I'm a day party girl. Start your party at 3.
Okay, I like the day
5.
party.
I'll stay till 11.
Yeah, let us be in the daylight. Don't push the gays into the dark.
That's right.
We've had enough of that.
Well, we want to bring you into a hot topic if you let us, and then, but really, just really quickly, who can we expect, or what can you tell us what's to come on Just Press Play with Ell and Trey?
I know that we're looking to work on a really cute Pride project. Pride's important to us because the history of Pride and the people that's created it and how it's manufactured itself over the last 3 decades is really interesting, and we want to like put some more focus on trans culture, people of trans experience, transgender people, and how they're a part of our community. And we don't have guests yet, but that's something that we're looking forward to doing. Trey,
we want to center the trans people because we feel in many ways they're excluded from the community and conversations and Pride altogether. But also, the next episode, I believe, that's coming out that we just recorded is about DL men and DL culture.
Ooh, so I need to listen to that.
Hey, me too.
It's a good convo.
Let's ask a question right now. Do you guys still fuck DL people? Sorry, I should be close.
You can totally say that on our show. Absolutely.
We say the F word all the time.
Yeah, we just click that little box that has sexually explicit content and we upload it and we're good to go. I would say at this, if for fun, if I didn't know they were, of course I would. If it was in a back room, sure. But would I date somebody if I found out that they were DL? Probably not, because that would not. That's that gray area that you're talking about, Elle.
Wait, hold on. We didn't even ask this question on the show, but do you think there's an age in which people age out of, hooking up or pursuing DL men? Or do you think that this is something that you can just go throughout your life with?
Kodi?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that when you, if you are who you are, generally speaking, you're going to be consistent with who you are. I personally don't date DL men, but I'm in Kansas and the pickings are slim. So
I heard you
gotta do what a bitch gotta do. What'd you say?
I heard you're driving 18 miles for some something.
Are you at a truck stop, like Kodi, over there? The truck stops. I hear you can get some good. Well, yeah. I mean, goodness. We have somebody watching us live. Bryce says, "What is the appeal of DL men? Though I don't want my life in danger." Good point. I mean,
there it is.
We get into that.
That is the truth. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And I would imagine you have to respect everyone's journey. DL is a term that we throw around, but it just could also mean somebody's not ready to come out due to their culture, their background, their family. And I know we throw that DL around, but I can't wait to hear your episode. Kodi, did you have something?
I was just going to say, and just because you're respecting somebody else's choices as far as their sexuality and coming out, doesn't mean that you have to accept that for yourself. And Done. Boom.
Thank
All
you
right,
so
what were you
much.
gonna say, babe? Steve?
Just, we want you to play this game with us that we do every week. It's called Thirst Trap. And before we let you go, we'll let everyone know how they can listen to Just Press Play. But I put it in the link there, and it's Straight Up Gay Porn's weekly question. And this week they asked the question, out of 19 gay porn stars, who took the best photo? And by the way, guys, they used to actually include videos too, so you had to actually press those. Thank goodness they've simplified it just to the photos. Last
Don't
week's
worry,
winner,
I saved it.
Yeah.
I'm a
Okay, you
star.
saved it good. All right. So out of 19, our job is to vividly describe who and why. We should probably go first, Kodi, so they know how to play
Okay.
the game. Kodi, out of these 19, who did you pick?
I picked Nico Koopa because
Oh,
he's
stop it.
very-
That was my pick. Let me pick somebody else.
I'm glad I went
Same.
first. Everybody picked Nico Koopa. He's fucking hot. But I picked him because he is in a cowboy hat, and I'm in Kansas for Pete's sake. Like,
Oh,
it's good. It couldn't get any better that or more kismet-y than that, because he's just absolutely gorgeous. As I mentioned, he has on that hat. He has a tattoo on his chest. He's staring off into the distance, and he's got his pants around his ankles. His big dick is flopping out, and he looks like he's about to have the best hoedown of life. So he's my pick for this week. I love him. He's great.
And I will pick mine right now. I pick then as second pick Silas Brooks. And he's sitting, clearly taking a selfie in a mirror. He's got a black, actually like a black shirt, long sleeve, but it's totally open, a gold chain on, and he's looking straight into the mirror with these beautiful brown eyes, totally hairless and smooth. But that dick is like rock hard, and it's heavy looking. And Kodi, we shot with, there is a guy that Kodi shot, he draws you, Dispatcher, shout out to
Oh, yeah.
Dispatcher. And I just posed for him the other day, and he said the same thing about my dick. It's like, it's heavy, and that just meant a lot. Like, when someone says your dick is heavy, it just conjures up a whole lot. This dick is heavy, so my vote goes to Silas Brooks, and all that means. Okay, Trey, you're ready to go. I can tell you're chomping at the bit.
I can see it. It's ready to pop out.
Well,
We lost
Look.
L.
I don't care. I'm gonna repeat. Nico just took the best photo because he looks like he's about to give you the type of punishment that you like.
That you deserve.
That you deserve. He's kind of looking off to the side, and it's giving story, it's giving narrative.
Ooh.
The bush of hair atop the dick almost makes it look even more endless than it appears. The thighs are bulging out, and the jeans, right? It's not like they're right there at the knees, right? It almost looks as if they're in motion. Like, this is a scene. Something's about to pop off, and I want to be on the receptive end of it. It's
This is a movie edit.
Bounce on the shit.
Wow.
Oh my God. Love it.
Excellent.
And also, can we talk about how it's Cowboy Carter infused? So that's probably why we're vibing off of it, okay?
Elle, I'm surprised you didn't pick him as well, because when we did our sound check, you had a cowboy hat on, and so it seemed like a likely fit. Now you've got the baseball cap on, but who do you pick? Okay, he had a cowboy hat on.
Hold on one second.
Yeah. Right on cue.
Where did she go?
Well, let me talk about my man.
Hold on one second.
Oh, really?
Maybe that's your hair.
We're giving hair on this show.
I know. I don't have any.
Listen now. This man, it's the name underneath the picture, right?
Yes.
So Big Harry 6969.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about it, because the girls at home are listening, right? He's tatted from hairline to, I hope, his foot. I just love a B-boy, here goes that straight that straight trash that I was talking about before in your little podcast. He's wearing a Lakers jacket. He has tattoos that like start at his balls and end I don't know where. And I love like the like negative space in the seat where his hole is. Let me see what it smells like. Oh, you can't smell the screen. But listen,
too bad you can't scratch and sniff.
He's got jewelry on. Literally, am I doing a good job? He's got blue eyes. He's got a beard.
What about the flipping off? Do we like the flipping off?
Yes, it looks like I might get choked and spit on.
It looks like a Jersey Shore reject to me, actually.
And you know me, I'm always waiting for something that's been rejected from somebody somewhere.
Who's this new iteration of you? Does she have a name we're going with? Please introduce.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
I'm the girl that works at the wig shop.
And her name is what?
Cynthia. She's a really cool dancer.
And I love the grown out root moment that's going on in this hair.
This is like my number one drag wig look. It looked natural at the time because I used to have brown hair.
With the roots, I love all that grown out moments.
I've seen this wig get caught in her mouth a million times.
No, but I didn't
at the circuit party.
No, not the circuit party. No, he's got like a really nice dick too, and it looks like it's dripping wet. I don't really care about the finger. That people don't know how to pose themselves, to be honest with you. So that's just neither here nor there. But I don't know. Lakers jersey looks like he might fuck me in his mom's Pontiac. I don't care.
Well, definitely Cynthia. He'll be fucking for sure.
That's right.
And that's my name, honey.
I love it. Too much fun with you guys. Oh my gosh, the show is called Just Press Play with Ell and Trey. The podcast on YouTube how can they follow you? When can they get new episodes?
Every other Monday for now. On
Got
YouTube,
it.
on Instagram is where we're at. And we're growing. It's us, and we just hired another friend of ours, Shima, as a producer. So we're only up and up from here.
And you can follow the show at Just Press Play NYC on Instagram. If you go on YouTube and you follow us, you'll find out quickly that we didn't research the name before we picked it. But if you type in Just Press Play with ELL and Trey, TREY, you'll come to 7 of our episodes where we have some of the most amazing guests. You can follow me at ELL.MCCULLARS. Listen, I decided to use my whole name, so do what you want. And Trey, where can they follow you?
You can follow me at Treymus, like famous, but Trey.
Oh, love that.
And we will list all of this on our show notes and have clips to come out tomorrow that hopefully you can just keep sharing because we really love the show. Congratulations on your guys' show. It's really entertaining, super fun. And you guys are so fun. Yeah.
Can we do it again?
This was fun.
I know, right?
Let's do it again. Maybe we can be on your show sometime.
Ooh, there it is.
That's what was told to me in the email.
Okay, well then we say yes. We say yes. So absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you guys. So much
Thank
fun.
you so much.
All right, I'm putting you back in the wing now.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. So much fun, Kodi.
Oh, so
love
much fun.
them.
That's great.
Wow. I don't know.
Mute her mic.
Well, we should probably close the show here at this point. You can always follow my co-host, Kodi. He's a life coach. Follow him at KMD Coaching or his personal account at Mr. Maurice. Download his single, Talk About It, which is inspired by this show, and it's available on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, wherever you download your music. Talk About It by Kodi Maurice. And follow me on the gram, _Steve V, or follow my Twitter account where you get a preview of my Just for Fans and OnlyFans, and that's at TAGSPodcast. Really easy there. So much fun. Thank you, live virtual audience. You really help us get through this night. It's so much more fun with you. And in the meantime, Kodi, continue having hot
gay
sex.
sex.
Lovely.